Welcome to Healing Through Hair Loss, the podcast where we talk about the roller coaster ride of hair loss and our healing journey. If you or someone you love is dealing with hair loss, please subscribe to this podcast. The goal of this podcast is to be a voice of support to people dealing with hair loss due to alopecia. This is Cindy with Healing Through Hair Loss podcast, and today I want to talk to you about going to the gym bald. This is something that I see come up in alopecia support groups all the time. People with alopecia often struggle with the idea of going to the gym. Do they wear a wig to the gym? Do they wear a hat to the gym? Do they just go to the gym bald? How do they handle the stairs? So all I can do is speak from personal experience on this one. The first year that I had alopecia, I did not go to the gym. I didn't do it. Well, for one thing, there were two reasons why I didn't go to the gym the first year I had alopecia. The biggest reason being we were in the thick of COVID when COVID in my area was really, really widespread. And at that time, I did not feel comfortable going to the gym where there's a bunch of people, heavy breathing, touching all the machines. It just felt gross to me. So that's a big reason why I didn't go to the gym the first year that I had alopecia. And then the other reason was I just wasn't ready. I wasn't ready to face going to the gym bald. I just wasn't. I wasn't sure that I was ready mentally to handle the stairs. I just wasn't sure I was ready. And so I just didn't. And so what I did instead is I worked out from home. I did lots of walks and runs around the neighborhood. And this is something that I had already been in a practice of doing for years and years anyways. So it really wasn't a big deal to me. It wasn't much of a change. But with that being said, there is something appealing to me about going to the gym. I like having access to all the equipment, the machines, the treadmills, the bikes. I just love having access to all of that stuff. And so this year, around January or February of this year, I dipped my toes into going to the gym for the first time. And I got a membership at a place called HotWorks. For those of you who don't know what HotWorks is a place where you work out in a sauna. So they have little rooms set up for different stations. So they have a room for cycling. They have a room for ellipticals. They have a room for rowing machines. You can do yoga, Pilates. They've got a room. They've got about 10 rooms set up, and only a maximum of 3 people can go in each room. So basically, anytime that I go to HotWorks to work out, most of the times I have the room to myself. And so I'm not really exposed to that many people except for when we're going in and out. I'm just not exposed to that many people. So that's been a good way for me to kind of dip my toe in the water of going to the gym. Because the people that I do encounter at HotWorks, we're all hot and sweaty and we're in our own little world because we've just had this killer workout. And so no one questions or even gives me a second glance. So it's not something that I've ever had to worry about, with the looks and things like that, because that is a big concern for people with alopecia is the looks that you get. So what I do personally when I go to HotWorks is I just throw on a baseball cap. I don't put on any makeup. I don't put on any lashes, and I just go to the gym, and that's it. Today is the first time that I have gone to a larger gym. My husband has a membership at Planet Fitness, and he wanted to go to the gym today and he wanted me to go with him. So I did. I threw on my baseball cap and we went. And honestly, it wasn't as painful or cringy as I thought it was going to be. I mean, yeah, I may have gotten looks because clearly when I don't have lashes on and I don't have a wig on, I look visibly like something is wrong with me. But I didn't really worry about it because the thing is, once you go to the gym and you get in the zone and you get into your workout, you stop caring about what other people think. This is the same whether you're bald or not. I mean, think about it. No matter who you are or where you're at in your life, certain people just have hangups about going to the gym, and a lot of it revolves around your feeling of being judged while you're at the gym. So that feeling is going to be there whether you have hair or no hair. Plain and simple. And so the way I see it is going to the gym bald is, I hate to say it, but it didn't really feel to me any different than going to the gym a couple years ago when I had hair. Because back when I had hair, I still had those feelings of, oh, are people looking at me? Am I doing this machine wrong? You know, those questions were still in my head, just as they were today. So let me talk about the logistics that you'll face going to the gym bald, because it is different. It is different. And the biggest difference that you will see working out in general when you're bald is that you don't have hair, you don't have brows, you don't have lashes to catch your sweat. I know it's gross, but that's life. That's just what happens. And so for me, wearing a hat or wearing a sweatband isn't necessarily so much about covering my bald head and concealing that I'm bald. It's about just catching my sweat and keeping it from pouring into my eyes. So that's the biggest thing that you need to be concerned about when you go to the gym with alopecia is just the logistics. So I personally don't wear wigs when I go to the gym. I like my wigs and I don't like getting them sweaty. And so I don't like wearing wigs going to the gym. Not only that, not only do I want to take good care of my wigs, but it's also just really hot and uncomfortable to wear a wig while you're working out. It just is. And so my personal preference is to not wear wigs at the gym. I know there are people in my alopecia support groups that have wigs that they specifically wear to the gym, and more power to them. More power to you, whatever you decide to do, whatever makes you feel most comfortable going to the gym, do what you got to do. Do what you got to do. But for me personally, I just throw on a baseball cap. The baseball cap just keeps everything where it needs to be. It holds the sweat. It does its job for me. It does the job of making me feel not so naked at the gym. And it helps me feel more confident. I guess maybe it's my shield. So that's what I do. But I also know people that wear sweatbands, and that works really well for them. So the last thing that I'll talk about is why I go to the gym. For me, it's just another way of me taking my power back with alopecia. It just is. I feel like when you have alopecia, you are going through so many mental obstacles dealing with this condition. And for me, keeping my mental sanity is just key to coping with this. And one of the ways that I have kept my mental sanity for years before I started losing my hair was working out.
I love working out. I love the way it makes me feel. And I just always have. I love working out first thing in the morning. It gets me going. It gets my mind going. And I don't want to have one more thing taken away from me because of alopecia. I'm not going to let that happen. I'm not going to let that happen. And I hope that you all won't let that happen to you too. I hope that you all will take your power back and just get back out there. Do whatever you need to do to keep your mental sanity, because you can't let alopecia take control of your life. Yeah, it's there. And it's something that you will always deal with. But you have to remember to do the things that make you happy, the things that bring you joy. Don't let alopecia take that from you. If there is one message that I could give to alopecians, just don't let it take your joy.
Thanks for listening to the Healing Through Hair Loss podcast. Be sure to visit healingthroughhairlosspodcast.com to join the conversation, access the show notes, and sign up for our newsletter to get access to fantastic bonus content.